The blind auditions are rolling on season 27 of The Voice, currently airing on the 2025 TV schedule, and fans are loving Adam Levine's big return. It's been 6 years since the Maroon 5 singer contributed to some of the singing competition's wildest moments, but in a way, Adam Levine has been back longer than we may have realized. That's because NBC has changed the way seasons of The Voice are filmed, and John Legend's explanation is pretty fascinating. John Legend visited his old friend and former coach of The Voice, Kelly Clarkson, on her talk show to talk about the new crop of singers who he, Adam Levine, Kelsea Ballerini, and Michael Bublé are fighting over. When she asked if he missed the show when he took season 26 off, Legend made a surprising revelation about the filming schedule, saying, "When it comes to competing reality shows, innovation is essential to sustaining viewer interest and keeping the show fresh. The world of television production is continuously evolving, and this is especially true when it comes to reality competition shows. The Voice, a musical talent competition broadcast on NBC, has been a remarkable example of both longevity and reinvention due to its extraordinary success. From the very first season, which aired in 2011, it has been able to capture spectators with its distinctive take on the conventional singing competitions. The competitors compete through blind auditions, in which the celebrity coaches choose their teams based purely on the sound of the contestants' voices, without taking into consideration the contestants' physical appearance. As a result of this idea, as well as the high stakes and emotional moments, The Voice has become an indispensable part of NBC's television roster during primetime. However, what is truly remarkable is the manner in which The Voice has consistently modified its production methods in order to not only stay ahead of the curve, but also to cope with changing conditions in the entertainment industry. These situations include technological breakthroughs and the ever-shifting demands of viewers. In response to the global pandemic, which caused a shift in the way television productions are carried out, a significant modification was made to the method the show is filmed. The Voice discovered that altering its approach to filming may lead to a new era of narrative, one that had the ability to captivate people in a manner that previous seasons were unable to do. This was in addition to the fact the pandemic had an influence on the show. An ever-evolving topography. When the COVID-19 epidemic reached the year 2020, it had already altered the landscape of television production for shows all over the continent. The industry experienced an abrupt change in protocols and working circumstances, with social distancing measures and health concerns dominating the discussion. This change occurred almost immediately. This meant that traditional filming methods would no longer be practical for all of the reality television series, including The Voice, which were among those affected. In many respects, The Voice was confronted with an existential challenge. How could the show continue to maintain its trademark flair while simultaneously ensuring the safety of its participants, coaches, and crew? It was a combination of technological advancement, creative thinking, and a willingness to accept the unknown that led to the discovery of the answer. It was a courageous choice on the part of NBC to continue filming The Voice despite the pandemic, and they immediately shifted their production approach to accommodate the new circumstances. The network utilized a hybrid strategy that merged in-person contacts with distant technology in order to keep the excitement and energy of the competition at a high level. As an illustration, rather than having all of the coaches physically present in the studio, The Voice decided to record remotely, with the coaches broadcasting from their own homes or from different locations. Additionally, the participants filmed their performances from remote places and then projected those videos onto enormous screens so that the coaches could have a glimpse of their performances. This arrangement ensured that the show's core was preserved while also safeguarding the cast and staff. However, the pandemic was not the only factor that prompted a significant reassessment of the production approach utilized by The Voice. The executive producers of the show were eager to push the boundaries of what a televised talent competition might be, and they were looking for novel ways to incorporate new technologies into the creative process, an approach to filmmaking that is hybrid. The utilization of virtual technology is one of the most prominent modifications that has been made to the filming process of The Voice. The fact that filming took place in a distant location during the epidemic generated an interest in virtual components that were increasingly dynamic and interactive. This change was not only a stopgap measure, rather, it allowed for the possibility of enhancing the experience of the audience in ways that were before unimaginable. Augmented reality, AR, was embraced by the production crew in 2021 in order to build visually engaging sets and experiences for the candidates. In past seasons of The Voice, the stage was renowned for its eye-catching graphics, which included brilliant lighting, big video displays, and cutting-edge special effects. The 2021 season saw the introduction of a hybrid stage design that combined live-action cinematography with augmented reality projections. This design enabled the coaches to interact with visual components in real time while still being in separate rooms. Because of this new development, the show was able to keep the visually spectacular features that viewers had grown to anticipate, while at the same time having a safer environment for everyone involved. A number of modifications were also made to the filming schedule of the show. Previous seasons of The Voice were characterized by a frenetic pace of filming many episodes each week. The judges' coaching sessions and live performances consumed a significant amount of time during the production process. Nevertheless, because the epidemic was still causing problems, the team decided to record in a more deliberate and slower manner. Despite the fact that this enabled better social separation and ensured the health of everyone on set, it was nevertheless able to deliver high-quality performances and coaching moments. As a result of this adjustment, the creators of the show had more time to experiment with new ideas, investigate new technologies, and carefully curate each episode to ensure that it had the greatest possible emotional impact. Following the implementation of a virtual and hybrid production methodology, as well as a more flexible filming schedule, The Voice was ultimately able to produce a season that was both distinctive and exciting. However, it became abundantly evident to the executives of NBC that this new approach, which was one that pushed the boundaries of live performance television, was not only a reaction to the pandemic. In other words, it was a reinvention of what the program could be, a shift in the fabric of how seasons may be produced going forward. What part does technology play? The Voice was not an exception to the rule that technology has completely revolutionized every facet of television production. This is a well-known fact. During the 2021 season, when the program was entering its 20th season, the production began to employ even more modern technology tools in order to tell a story that was more substantial and immersive. In order to do this, a more comprehensive integration of social media, audience voting, and digital interaction was required. In order to provide fans with the opportunity to interact with the show outside of the typical broadcast hours, the reactions of the coaches were relayed in real time across various social media channels. This use of technology to link the show with viewers in new ways was not merely a response to the limits imposed by the epidemic. Rather, it was a continuous strategy to maintain relevance in an era in which digital consumption is fast changing. The application of editing methods that were more complex was yet another groundbreaking technological development. Editors now had access to speedier processing power, which made it possible for them to make transitions between live performances and pre-recorded portions that were more smooth. Consequently, this resulted in a viewing experience that was more fluid and engaging, with multiple views and special effects being woven together to heighten the drama of the competition. The emphasis on post-production got increasingly evident as editors were able to manipulate video in ways that were not previously feasible. This was accomplished while still preserving the sense of authenticity that viewers have come to adore. On the horizon, what does the future hold for The Voice? We are looking forward to the upcoming seasons of The Voice, and it is abundantly evident that the modifications that have been made to the way the show is recorded are not merely a transient shift. Rather, they are an essential component of the show's development. The hybrid production methods, the greater use of technology, and the approach that is more interactive and immersive are expected to remain at the forefront of the industry. The effects of the pandemic may have resulted in a rethinking of the way reality competition shows are produced. Nonetheless, it is highly likely that the continuous incorporation of these cutting-edge technology will continue to be utilized for a considerable amount of time after the world has returned to its usual state. In order to transform The Voice into a show that is not only about discovering the next great talent, but also about reimagining how television can tell stories in this digital age, the lessons that were learnt from navigating the obstacles of 2020 and beyond have been incorporated into the show. The program has maintained its position at the forefront of the industry by embracing new technological developments and making adjustments to the production procedures. In conclusion, the manner in which The Voice films its seasons has undergone significant transformations as a result of the demands that have come from the outside world. However, these transformations have resulted in the birth of an exciting new era of television production. It is becoming increasingly apparent that hybrid production, technology improvements, and audience interaction will play a significant role in shaping the future of reality television. This is because The Voice is continuously experimenting and innovating. There is a tale behind how The Voice has altered its production process, and it is a story of perseverance, ingenuity, and a drive to always push the boundaries of what is possible on television. The series is always evolving, which will forever change the way reality television is recorded, so viewers of the show can anticipate even more surprises as it continues to develop. For instance, 19-year-old Iris Herrera didn't turn a chair in season 26, but came back to audition for 27 and got to join Kelsey Ballerini's team. Were her performances mere days apart from each other? Weeks? Was this schedule part of the reason Reba McEntire was able to tape The Voice and Happy's Place at the same time? Or was it part of what complicated that process? Also, how grueling was that schedule for Michael Bublé, Carson Daly, the band, and the rest of the crew? John Legend admitted it was crazy for producers, but I guess taking a bigger chunk of time to tape 2 seasons at once frees up some time over the rest of the year. I'd also imagine it's pretty strange for the season 27 contestants to just now get to watch the auditions that happened months ago. How long will have passed between when they auditioned and when the semi-finalists returned for live episodes? Clearly, I'm just looking for a Making of The Voice documentary, but I really do think this is all so interesting. Until I get that doc, I shall simply quiet my mind with the tunes of the current contestants, the gentle comedy of Michael Bublé, and the excitement of Adam Levine bringing back something The Voice has been lacking since Blake Shelton and Kelly Clarkson left.